My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today, zooming in from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, we have our newer real estate entrepreneur, Jerry Coe, who is doing flips, and now he's starting to transition into doing the BRRRR strategy. So Jerry, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So Jerry, we're filming this right now, kind of the beginning of 2025. Why don't you give us a little snapshot of what kind of real estate deals you've been doing? I believe you started in 2023. So what kind of deals? How many of them have you done? Let's get started with that.
Sure. So I started in 2023. 2024, I flipped a total of three houses. And I'm currently have four projects in the pipeline that I'm working on.
Wow,
And I
that's
just
good.
recently picked up one more. So things are going well. So the reason I'm looking to doing a BRRRR strategy is because I noticed there are a little bit more inventory on the flip side in the market recently. So my agent and we did talk, and there is a softness in the market where we noticed, especially in Atlanta, I don't know anywhere else, but the price of homes are actually decreasing. Every week you get a notification from Redfin or Zillow that prices are decreasing. For that reason, I'm actually in transition into BRRRR strategy
Okay.
and buy and hold.
Well, let's back up for a second here, Jerry. So you got into this in 2023. Last year, you said you did four. Is that correct? Or
Three.
three flips, three completed flips.
Actually four. One I transitioned one into a rental.
Okay,
So three and a half.
three and a half.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, so did you have prior construction and real estate experience before getting in this, or did you just kind of come from something different and get into real estate?
I totally come from something different. Real estate has already been a something I want to do, but I don't have the courage to
Yeah,
to go into it. Especially in 2008. I mean, I wanted to, but it's again, I don't have. It's always easy to see somebody do it. But
yeah.
then to get without a guidance is it's hard. I've
So
been
what made you pull the trigger and get started in 2023?
So after COVID, I was just a bit about myself. I worked for a corporate company for the last 20, same company for the last 22 years.
Yeah,
And after COVID, and it started from working from home, and now I was feeling a little bit, I don't know, I guess I feel there's something missing in my life.
yeah.
And I was started feeling, I don't know, at least excitement. And I thought it was the job because the job, and I went to see a psychiatrist. She said, you know what, you're not the first. You're going to, long story short, you go into depression, and because you don't have any significant other, you don't have any kids. You and your dogs. So okay, long story short, you go into depression. That's why you feel the way you feel.
Really?
Um, and I go, well, if that's the case, then at this time I still have my job, my W-2 job,
Yeah,
so I was allowed me to go into go through see a psychiatrist, in
yeah.
2022, or 2023. And so I went through that. I did that. I figured I was working on myself, and I stumbled across a post on Instagram
Yeah.
about something I had to do with real estate, and you know what? I bought into it. I bought into it, and I pretty much
Something
like,
sparked you and said, "Hey, now's the time."
yes, yeah, like and I started doing a lot faster than some of the students that were in the program,
Yeah.
and here I am, so that's how I got
So
started.
did you still have the W-2 or are you doing real
Oh
estate
no,
full time?
I quit that. I quit that in April of 2024. Yeah.
So you replaced your JOB income in about a year and
Yeah.
quit the job. Now you're a full-time real estate entrepreneur.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations. And how do you
Thank
feel?
you.
How's the depression? What's happened with that?
Actually, it's a lot better. I mean, stress, there always going to be stress.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody says flipping isn't stressful.
right, right. Well, the other thing too, because I mean, when I say I don't have the courage to go into real estate or my own job or my own business, is because it's always the hustle mentality, right?
Yeah.
With the W-2, with your JOB, you always have the security, the blankets,
Yeah.
the security of every couple of weeks you can pay, and you can pay pretty
But
good.
but you kind of realized that that was killing you.
Right,
You're because you were feeling depressed. It was your job was depressing you.
right, right.
Yeah.
And so now, the stress is a little bit different. I tell my friend this, there are always going to be issues with anything you do, but
Yeah.
now at least I'm in control with my own destiny, right?
Yeah. Now yeah. So you were one of literally millions and millions of people, Jerry, that went through the what they call the Great Resignation. I don't know how many millions, tens of millions of people quit their jobs during and after right around COVID, right? So
Right,
you're definitely not alone. I think a lot of people had that epiphany. But
right.
congratulations to you for turning that around and jumping right in. So besides the whole shift of going from working corporate to being a solo entrepreneur and all of working from home just for yourself, huge shift there. What have been some of the other big takeaways from starting your flipping your and renovation business?
Um, I learned a lot.
Yeah,
I'm constantly learning.
yeah,
I'm always a student of the trade. It's always something uh that happens, right? I mean, there are downtime where there's days where you don't have nothing going on, but
yeah,
there are days where you have or weeks that you have constantly everything, you have to be on site, all the time.
yeah,
So the balancing of that for me is difficult because I have OCD, a little bit of
yeah,
OCD. So on days that I have nothing going on, guess what? You find me at my desk for no particular reason, but I want to be at my desk.
yeah, yeah.
My friend would
Doing
tell
something.
me, you know what?
Well, okay, so let me ask you, you went from corporate to flipping. Now, do you have your own crew or do you sub everything out to a
I
contractor,
do.
general con?
I've built a very reliable team. I have my agent actually keep me ground. And she worked with a lot of other investors prior to being my client, or me having her as a client. Um, so she's, in the beginning, she taught me a lot. I was, in the beginning, I was burned by two contractor.
Yeah,
Not, okay, I should rephrase that. I picked the wrong contractor for the job.
yeah.
Okay. And it cost me a lot of money out of pocket. And I learned from that. Now I have a very good contractor I'm working with. And,
But
so
is he exclusive to you or is he an
he,
independent contractor?
it'll be unfair. I told him, we have this discussion, right? I say it'll be unfair for him. It'll be unfair. It'll be unfair for me to ask him to be exclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, with us, we don't know where we have it work or not.
got it. Okay, so he's
So
not your employee.
he's not my employee,
He's
he's
a
his own
contractor.
business. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
And I
cool.
told him, if when job is low, there are times where we are working through the permits, and we with the stop work order, I cannot. He has to make a good. He has to make a living, right? So I
Yeah.
cannot prevent him from doing something. Hey, I'm picking up this job. Yeah, thanks for letting me know.
So
So,
are you concerned about him being busy when you need him?
yes, and
Yeah.
he and I have understanding, but then I have understanding, and he likes to work with me because I make it easy for him to work with me.
Hmm.
Okay, and for that reason, when he does pick up something, he will need to pick up something small project in like probably a week,
Just to
or
keep
like
the
this.
lights on
If your lights
between
on,
gigs
right?
for you.
Or
Yeah, okay.
he did a job like a couple of days ago where somebody wanted to put it in cabinets, and that's what he did.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, does he have a crew working for him? Like it's
Yep.
sometimes there's a lot of
He
work
has a
involved.
crew working for him, and he also depends on the project, how big it
Yeah.
is, and he
He
does
subs
use
stuff out.
subcontractors, some of
Got
that.
it. Okay. So you found a good guy, and that's kind of the key there. Now let's talk a little bit about the switch from flips over to BRRRRs. So those first three flips that you did, or the three that you did last year, were those pretty good? Were they profitable
Yes.
for you? Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Okay.
They're profitable. Yep, they're
Hmm.
pretty good. They're profitable. And another time, my friend, right? The difference between flipping houses investment is than a regular business. You don't have that normal regular sales income.
No,
You
no, it's feast
know,
and famine. Yeah, that's
yeah, right. And that's the thing. And so it's always constantly like rotating, right?
yeah, you got
Um,
to be hustling there. That's for sure, Jerry.
so
So, how much has the market gone down over the last while for you to decide to get into the burr instead of flips?
this happened at the end of December. So the reason I'm stuck with the three of the pipelines I'm working on is because we got caught with permits and we're going through that.
Yeah,
And
takes a long
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
and as we going through that, I noticed the house. I was tracking the housing market, and it's like it's especially the neighborhood I'm in. There are a lot of there are a lot of inventory that are online that are
So,
like
how
not.
much has the price gone down percentage wise, more or less?
Ooh, that's about 10-15%, if not
A
more.
lot.
A
Okay.
lot. Yeah. I
Yeah. So
mean, I
there goes your profit margin on a flip
right, right,
easily.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what does it look like turning these into burrs? Are they going to cash flow nicely for you or what?
It would cash flow very nice because of the high demand on the rental.
Okay, that's
You
good.
know, just so I mean that the neighborhood itself is high demand because it's right down close to downtown Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah.
And the other thing is what's it? Yeah, close to downtown Atlanta, and it's like there's a lot of stuff happening in Atlanta going forward, and and there are a lot of expats actually moving to Atlanta neighborhood. So I
Well,
mean,
this might not necessarily be a bad thing for you then, because especially if you're actually able to do a burr and refinance the property after you fix it up, pull out all the money that you borrowed, get much cheaper financing for it, cash flow. Does it look like there's going to be any cushion for you to actually pull out a little bit of profit when you do this?
Um, that's the tricky part because a lot of these houses, like the one I have on market to sell, and again, like I said earlier, it's a learning. You're always gonna be a
Yeah.
student.
Yeah.
With this, it's like there's a seasoning period for
Yeah.
people, and if you own it, you have to season at least 6 months before they can even look into it. But there are companies that does do it. Go back to your question. A lot of the answer is no. There's no. Um, and I'm trying not to lose any money out of pocket when
Yeah.
the closing, because I invest with other people's money, with the gap and with the hard money lender.
Right.
So when
Well,
I
you have
do
to
it,
come up with the money for the down payment or you 100% finance them.
100% finance. I
Got
mean, the
it.
down payment is with a gap lender.
Yeah.
So I need to find a deal where when after refinance closing, I mean, if I don't have to bring money to the table to close it, that'd be a win.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Because you're
right,
going to, if you're holding as a rental, you're probably not going to get much more than 80, no more than 80% loan to value, probably, maybe
right,
even less
right.
holding as a rental. So, yeah. So, what are your thoughts? Have you come across that situation where you're not quite able to pull everything out?
Yes, absolutely. There's one right now I'm working through.
Hmm.
And I'm working with multiple lender. I'm working
Yeah.
with multiple lenders. And this one actually, I'm actually going to work with one right now, and he's trying to find not direct, but also like other material or instrument that.
Well, hey, you know what? Couple of ideas just off the top of my head, Jerry. Well, let me ask you this. What's your exit strategy for these Burr properties?
Oh well, so if you don't already know, what the interest only is at least 5 years. Right? You have to hold at least 5 years before you can refinance or anything. If you, I mean, you can refinance it, but then there'll be like a fee, like on
Yeah.
upfront. My extra strategy is hold on to it long term, hold on to long term, and build equity, refinance it, get the cash out, and continue. That's
Are you open to some ideas?
absolutely. I mean, he
Yeah,
just was
man.
talking.
Two ideas come to my mind right now. One is that maybe you could sell it on an agreement for sale or an agreement for deed, different terms in different states. So you'll have to look at what it's called in Georgia. But basically, you get a buyer in there who cannot qualify for a traditional mortgage right now.
Like rental,
And
kind of.
no, it's not a rent to own, it's an agreement for deed. But The title, it's kind of like a rent home, but not really. So the title stays in your name. They come up with thousands of dollars to get into the property. You come up with a sale price on the property, whatever, some, full retail market value. And basically, you do kind of a wraparound mortgage on that property. So, what's your mortgage rate going to be?
Like currently or
Yeah, currently. Like when you
currently?
refinance this property, what's the
If I were to refinance it, probably the mortgage is gonna be what's the like, I'll use the one that I'm working on right now. Mortgage is gonna be around 1,200.
no,
And
like percentage? What's the
oh,
percentage?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
So
well, whatever. Let's say that you finance the property and you get a decent mortgage at what, 6%, maybe?
okay. You mean the mortgage rate? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's the
Yeah,
mortgage rate gonna
more
be?
six and a half.
Okay, 6.5. So you get it locked in at 6.5, and then you do this agreement for deed at whatever, 9, and that's where your cash flow comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Plus, they pay you a chunk of money up front for the down payment, but the title does not transfer into their name until that mortgage has been paid off,
Got it.
basically.
Now, do I need an attorney for this?
I don't do any training for this, but you can Google it, you can YouTube it, you can find people that do this. But that's one idea. It's just to get you thinking. You
Right.
don't necessarily, unless you want to be, you don't necessarily need to be stuck with no cash flow on these
Right.
properties. And then the other option is a lease with an option to purchase, rent to own type deal. That could work as well. But my preference is the agreement for deed, uh, because then you're not fooling around with the tenancy laws and regulations. It's an
Right.
actual purchase and sale type contract, and it's
Mm,
very easy for you to foreclose if they flake out, stop paying, or anything like that, versus
got it.
evicting a tenant.
Got it. Because technically it's their house, right? Because they want to buy it, and
Yeah,
they vested with a down payment.
yeah, but you're not. It's not like you're actually selling them the property. You're doing an agreement for the deed, and they don't get it until they've completed
Mhm.
their end of the bargain. And if they don't live up to their agreement, you get the property back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some
Anyhow,
different.
something to look at,
Yeah.
unless you
Absolutely.
really like the idea of holding on to these and having no cash flow
No.
and
No.
having to deal with tenants and toilets and all that stuff for the next 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an idea for you. So what are the plans for the next 12 months or so, Jerry? Because that's going to be a challenge now that you've walked away from the W-2. And if you're not getting big pops of cash for selling properties like you're supposed to with uh, flipping, what are your plans for generating cash flow for you and your business?
So going forward, so I have one. So my goal, and I talked to my contract about this, and we're gonna start looking at other market in Georgia,
Okay.
more rental market where we can just do a quick um high end renovation with something just for rentals, Section 8 rentals. Just get people in, generate some cash for rental. So that's the goal.
To
Uh,
generate cash flow from rentals?
yep.
Okay. And how are you going to capitalize those deals? Because again, you're going to have to figure out how to come up with the 20% down.
Well, so
For,
some says that the neighborhood that we're looking at there, their house relatively run down, is a
Hmm.
transitional market. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, and their houses are very they're they're about the
Cheap?
50, yeah, it's fairly cheap. Yeah, 50,
Okay.
60,000. Yeah. And I'm also looking into like exploring in other states as well, like Cleveland, where the houses are quite inexpensive as well. So
Got it. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, this has been fun, Jerry. If people want to connect with you, where should they go? What should they do?
they can look me up in LinkedIn.
Okay.
And it's a JCC consultant LLC. Or if you look me up with Jericho, I'm sure it comes up.
Yeah.
So
Jerry Co. Jerry with a J and KO. Awesome,
KO.
Jerry. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right, everybody, take care and we will see you on the next one. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.